What's going on, guys? T2RX6 here, back for another masterpiece review, and today we're taking a look at MP-33. This is Inferno. No weird names here, he's just Inferno. Yeah, he is, as the box states, a Fuso T951. Yeah, I don't know much about the actual companies that make fire trucks, but sure, I will take your word for it. And yeah, he's Inferno. Now, I will say, I've painted these. They were just painted red with the rest of the body. I don't know how I feel about that. Yeah, this is kind of, it's weird because Masterpiece has been taking this transition between what used to be like realistic car modes, and granted all the extra labels on here are the sponsor labels, but you know, it was still a Lancia. You still kind of got the tail lights and everything. It looked very much like the real car. It didn't kind of look like a cartoon. Even when it comes to like Ratchet, it's still, you know, you got the chrome. No chrome there, but you still got the tail lights and stuff like that. So like, I still felt like you're airing towards the real vehicle. And when it comes to this, I don't feel like they took that much care. They gave us the chrome grille and stuff here, which is real nice. But they didn't like paint any of this detail, which they could have done, and this is kind of boring. Now it's cartoon accurate, that's fine. My suggestion would have been maybe add some different pieces, like let me pop this off and get one that's a little bit more detailed looking. Let me, you know, do something to take this off and make it a chrome stabilizer or something like that. And regardless, you should have put some tail lights on. They'll end up at his feet, but I don't know. I mean, I guess the sticklers for the cartoon look are going to be not happy with that, but he needs some tail lights here to me. The ladder here is a little pathetic, but I have to give them props on the way that they've figured out how to make this thing collapse in here. It does have 3 sections like this, but that's the full extension. So you're not getting much further than the fire truck out of it. No swivel on it. You do have a little cannon. How do we get that open? Like this and like this, and you can either have it, they show it this way, angled across here, or you can actually put it right on through. So let's talk about some accessories real quick while we have this like this. You do have a new front end, which simply pops off of here, making it look like you broke your toy to people who don't know, and you can put the cartoon face. But again, like, it's a cool addition. I guess it's for the robot mode more, but I don't really enjoy the cartoon look. I liked like the realistic, more realistic looking version of them that still was like evocative of the cartoon. You know, like I feel like this is gray because you couldn't make it chrome in the cartoon. There was no ability to transmit chrome through a cartoon screen, stuff like that. So this is kind of a wasted accessory. Nice for those who like it, but ultimately you'll sit there. Same thing goes for the little cannon for his arm. You can swap that out. You do have what I think is the wrong helmet. I'd have to go back and look, but I'm pretty sure the one that's on him is the right, and this is the grapple helmet. But I think the toy may have came that way, so I think that's why they did that. You have a variety of faces. You have this one here, kind of smiling, the one that's on there, unhappy, sad, and just kind of regular. Now I have seen some pictures where the Fans Toys Perceptor has been given this face, and it looks real good if you're going for that cartoon aesthetic. For me, I still want the silver faces, just because, I don't know, silver. Well, I mean, look, I mean, the rest of my masterpieces have silver. Why do I really want to change that now? With the exception of, I guess, the Ironhide and Ratchet, who don't. Weird transition. You also have this piece here, which is for the robot mode. It's essentially the same chest piece, but it lets you do that red alert pose thing that he did. We may or may not show that. I don't know. We'll see. And finally, in its bag still, well, we'll take it out of this bag. Why not? You got this hose that opens up and has teeth. I forget what episode this is from, but it basically like kind of wrapped around him and attacked him. So there's that. So I wanted to take a second to talk about this accessory, which is the water accessory for this guy, and it's really nice, you know, to make it look like water is shooting out, and you can flip out the little cannon here. Now, I haven't done anything with this. You're actually seeing this from the unboxing, so I have not even transformed this guy yet at this point. Trust me, by the time you're seeing the review without this jump, I have. But yeah, it would basically peg on here or from his cannon here to look like it's spraying water. The problem is it's all translucent, which I understand that water is clear, but given the type of detail this is, I think it would have looked best with some translucent blue. So I'm going to go ahead and give this, at least parts of it, a translucent blue coat here. I think I'll keep it like white here, and then we'll fade to the blue, and we'll see what happens. And we'll see what that looks like. Hopefully it looks better. So let's see. Jump cut back now. So obvious jump cut here. We've got the now painted water effect. And you can see what I did is I painted a translucent blue on the bottom only. And it shows through real nice at the top. It's maybe a little less nice looking from the bottom, but I mean, it still looks good if you're going to show it that way. But what I love about painting it at the bottom is you let the white kind of show through. So now you can see that it looks like, okay, here's the high pressure water, and as it's kind of fanning out, it becomes more blue. That looks more cartoony to me. Not even more cartoony, but like it just kind of looks like a better effect to me versus what he was doing. You can now take this and plug this in here, and your fire truck can be spraying water, and that's cool. It's a thoughtful little accessory. I like the effect accessories. I do just wish that it was like cast in blue and maybe given this white paint as opposed to just being cast in white. And it's weird because it's more translucent as it goes down here, so they obviously did some kind of painting to this end. It just, I don't know, it didn't work out very nicely to me. So it got painted. So yeah, there is the accessories. There's the little water cannon, which I always want to try to put back in here the wrong way, like this. And just to show you, the ladder can be that short, but I think it personally looks nicest sitting like that across the top of the truck. For some little comparisons, we kind of already saw them. Here is your wheel jack mold, and here is your ratchet mold. So getting this guy transformed is a pretty fun process. We can also, I forgot, we do have the gun as accessory. It does feel a little small, like this should have pulled out like some of the third-party offerings, but it's fine. It's just a solid cast piece. Anyway, transforming this guy, we're going to bring this little slot back. We don't even really need to. I think it does it itself. Take this, fold it all the way up. This breaks in half, and then it folds down like this. Now it's a real short ladder. But that is so cool how the ladder is going to just disappear into this guy. We're going to come here and we're going to open up these panels. That's going to free up the arms for us. We can take these. At this point, you can kind of get these little panels past here, which are easy to forget, but bring them on in and kind of pop the wheels out like this. Once we've got that, that's going to give us the opportunity to roll the legs down. So let's go ahead and finish working on them for now. We're going to take these panels, bring them back like this. Take this piece and bring it down like this. This is going to collapse in and close. That's going to close. So again, from the front, collapse in, close, close. Now you can angle this out here just to get a little more, I don't know, it depends how you like it. I only do it a tiny bit, but it gives a little more of a shape to the leg there. Now this piece here comes down here, and I forgot to say, it does have the stabilizers that come out. We saw it when I was talking about it. Pretty neat how they engineered it that they can come out, but they still kind of slide in place like this. So it comes down on this, like a hinge that's mounted like this in here. So you bring it down and then on in. Very nice, very cool. And the most fun part, boop, just a little bit of a click here and a little click there to bring those knee knobs in place. So we got that done. Now we can get on to the rest of Inferno. So we're gonna take this piece here, open up these pieces here, and that's gonna let, oh, I forgot about this. We're gonna take this piece here, bring it up and back. Now if you're trying to get it back and it gets stuck, what you need to do is kind of hold this forward and bring this up and bring it back like that. Just a little tip I figured out, and I forgot to mention, so we'll show it now because it's not a big deal. You can slot the gun into the top of the truck if that is something you like doing. I don't, so it's obviously why I would forget to show that step. Anyway, once we have that, we can kind of loosen all this stuff down here, which is going to let us have everything in place. With this open, we can get this head to swivel up just like so, and you want to bring all these head accessories up while we're doing that. Now we can take this, rotate it around like so, and before we close any of this stuff up, we want to finish working on the backpack. So we want to collapse that all in, and it should be sitting in place like that. Once we have that down, you can now bring the front of the fire truck in like that, on that gray hinge, and your wheels now should be positioned where you can work them on their hinge. Come on. Where is the, there it is. Here we go. And they should clip in to the sides to secure that. So let's go ahead and raise the camera so we can better see the top here. The arms, pretty neat how they do it. You want to take this, rotate this down and up, and you'll see how the shoulder is going to plug in right over here. So again, rotate this down and up, shoulder plugs in, and we just flip the head around here now, and now all we do is bring these out. Now I will say I'm not a huge fan of the wings on the ears. They're better than like the Make Toys ones, which are gonna fall out, but as you can see, it's kind of limited here, the way it comes up. You can't, like, I feel like I want the wing to bend back a little more, like on this one, but I can't do that with the right one, so you always have to kind of look from the top and kind of adjust accordingly the other wing. It looks good, don't get me wrong, it's not really a big problem, but it is something that I would have liked to have seen better. And this chrome piece, it just sits there, you can kind of position it up or down, but look what it's also done to the paint on here. I don't know, can you see that? Like, there's a scoring just from this thing, like the pin that's in there is eating away at the paint there. So he's at some point gonna have like this half circle on his head on one side, and I don't know if I necessarily love that, but he looks good. And I think, you know, even though he has the white face, he still looks okay on the Masterpiece shelf. Even standing next to like the MMC grapple, that's the grapple that I've decided to purchase. I don't think I'm gonna get the MP one, but he looks good. Yeah, so of course, in the MP fashion, let's talk about his articulation. You can turn the head box, but the head is also on a ball joint in the box. I'm not entirely sure how difficult it would be to take all this stuff off. Oh, nope, not hard at all. You just, that's cool. I had no clue. I've never switched the head out, or the face out on this guy, so I wasn't sure what I was gonna expect. But if you want the other one, I guess you probably slide this on first. Come on. It's a lot easier to get that out than it is to get this one in. There we go. So that closes up, and I didn't notice that that has its own little like neck joint to bring that forward. That's pretty thoughtful. So we'll just take this and put the face here, if we can. Yeah, I'm not quite sure the order they want you to do this, because it looks like it should have been retained in there somehow. I don't know, but that did slip out real easy, and you can see how you could replace it if you want. It does look like the head needs to be in place first though, and then you'll take your, yeah, so you want the face in place first, and you'll take your other thing. This one's just hard to get on for now, so that's nice. And I like the articulation that they have on there. Ratcheted shoulder in both directions. Just be careful you don't pop it out like I did. He gets plenty of range of motion out of his shoulders, nicely made so they go in. The bicep swivel, the elbow, single jointed. Does he have a bottom one? No, it looks like it's cut there, but it's not. The wrist is on a swivel. I forgot he does have 2 more accessories. He's got what were called communicators. I don't remember these specifically from the show, but they just kind of go and plug in up here. Would have been nice if they did something like they did with the old Optimus toy and had some kind of, you know, picture or something you could put in there, because it really just looks like gray squares. And I did want to note that they store in here, and even when they're not stored in here, this doesn't close right. Like, you see that? Like, that bothers me. There should have been some kind of better clip here. Like, this little tab here is supposed to go here, but it doesn't work. See that? Anyway, coming the other side is all the same. You do have this, which, like I said, if you want to switch it out, just pull this off and clip this in. Don't like it, not going to use it. Back to the chrome for me. Also, if you don't want him to have the cannon on there, you can see that they've cut his bicep a little differently here. You can rotate this in, and you can rotate a hand out, and look how that just kind of hides in there real nicely. That's well done if you want 2 hands versus the water cannon. And you know what? I think we're going to try to transform him back with the hand out just to see what would happen. I think it would work just fine. You do have a waist rotation here. It does get a little hung up by this piece hitting these little red flaps, so I wouldn't stress it too much because we don't want to rub paint off. Leg rotation, not limited at all forward, but is limited back. If these things like folded the other way, it might be better. I mean, you get a little bit more out of it, and we probably would be able to rotate the waist more, but they don't. That's the way they're supposed to go. Knee, single jointed knee, and then you can see the swivel here and the forward back here. So all in all, pretty decent articulation out of this guy. I'm happy with that. Also worth noting with this guy, because I forgot, you do have a couple little stickers here you can apply. I'm not bothering. I'm just going to wait for the repro labels. I'm sure I'll get what I want out of them. And yeah, I don't know. I mean, they don't offer too much to it that I think he really, really needs. Especially when I want him to match up with Red Alert. So, no better time for a size comparison than right now. I think that looks pretty good. And somewhere back here, we have the Year of the Horse Optimus Prime. Very nice size, in my opinion. I think that works great. So not because I want to, but because I feel like we have to. Let's go ahead and put this out again. So not because I want to, but because I feel like I kind of have to. Let's go ahead and see if we can make him work with Red Alert here as they had intended. Oh, I forgot one step on this transformation. There you go. Doesn't really change much to me. It's kind of a forgettable step personally, but forgot to slide those wheel wells forward on both sides. So we'll take this out, and you can see like this is translucent, but you know, it's frosted translucent, and there goes the lens cap to the camera. So I like that. Like, it doesn't look so bad as a complete translucent in robot mode. So here we go. We can add this accessory here and see if we can't recreate that iconic quote-unquote love scene here. We put our little cradle here, and our red alert is designed, well, the cradle is designed to accommodate red alert somehow. I don't necessarily know the best way to do it. I guess, you know what, is it easier? Maybe it's easier if we do it this way. Let's take red alert here. Here we go. And we'll put his light bar here because that's meant to go there. And this kind of grips his leg. There we go. Red alert is in. We'll have him kind of laying there limply. Kind of like this. And we'll go ahead and reattach this now with red alert in place, and like it's all kind of fighting me and trying to come apart. This doesn't really look good like that. But there you go, more or less. I don't know. I can't find what I would consider the right place for Red Alert's arm while he's like this, and it's kind of fiddly, and it makes this super front heavy, like he wants to just fall over something fierce. But it can be done if you really want him on the shelf like that. Nice accessory to throw in. Ultimately something I won't end up using. So let's get Inferno here back to his vehicle mode, and let's get out of here. We'll start with the arms. Just kind of bring these in place and know exactly where they're gonna go. Everything can straighten out, and you can see this tab here is gonna accommodate this, to just kind of leave it there for now, just like that. And we're gonna try to do it with the two fists, which I'm pretty sure you can do. And we're also gonna plug in the chest how it's supposed to be. Rotate these things up if you didn't forget them like me. Untab the truck pieces. Bring his head around. Collapse all this stuff because it's very important we get this in right away. Take this down. And let's do this now. Bring this like that and like that, and then go ahead and actually plug them in. And then we want to take the head here and rotate these wing pieces down, and you gotta kind of get it to get around all these parts. But once it's down like this, you want to keep pushing these things back as far as you can, because they need to clear these gray pieces for it to sit down there. So once you have that in place like that, you can go ahead and close this all up like so. That's very important. If you don't do that, you're gonna get everything all messed up. So go ahead and bring out that gray piece now. We can take the wheels here. I think they still need to be up like that. Ignore that. So we got this. We're gonna go ahead and unfold this ladder section here, just like that. We can leave that here, but you can kind of see how everything's gonna come together here. And you do have these pegs and this top piece that should peg the arms into place here, leaving this like that. So now we'll come to the legs. Let's actually get the feet in position first. Open up these panels like that. Take this piece, push it through on both sides, and bring this up like so. Bring this foot down just like so. These panels should be open. All this should be pretty well together as best you can. They're gonna angle in like that. Take these pieces, fold them down, which you'll see will kind of line up here. Now we can take these legs and rotate them up. Make sure that this is all open. And then this, it's hard to show you, there's a little slot there on, see it right here? You can see it in the tab. Make sure that those line up and they should fit in together. And that should put all this exactly where it needs to be. Just go ahead and work on closing up these back panels of the truck, which just take like wiggling around the legs a little bit. Bring these down and forward, down and forward, and just kind of reach in from the back and open up those little panels here. And we pretty much got it done. We'll just open the ladder here, bring it out to whatever height makes you happiest. Whoops, wrong extension piece. There we go. And close that piece up, and you're done. He's back in his truck mode. Overall, I think it's an awesome transformation. It's a lot of fun, real fun to have on a desk and just kind of mess with. Forgot this. If you have the gun, you can tab what looks like the clip into there just to store it, so you have all the pieces just like that. But yeah, fun alt mode. I really like messing around with transforming them back and forth. Great looking robot, though I could use a little bit of extra detailing just to kind of, you know, I understand what they're going for, but it's a personal thing for me. I would have liked more like the MPs of old, less like the cartoon for me personally. And I'm just hoping that like repro labels will give me something like even some just like flat, you know, details here. Even if it said like, you know, FD on here with the little logo here, I think would look great there, just to bring that up. Some tail lights here, especially ones that kind of catch a little reflection. Legs are a little bit plain, don't mind them so much. Yeah, repro labels will fix this. A little bit of paint here. I use silver paint. If you're careful, you could use a silver Sharpie. Really brings that out. Would have loved to see these a little bit of color, but it's not bad. Fun toy. Definitely a good addition to the MP series. I just wish that Takara would either go all cartoon or all like hybrid style, and I prefer the hybrid style. So this is T2RX6. I hope you guys enjoyed the review, and I'll see you next time.